Hey everyone, good to see you guys here today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to where you're at in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And today we're here back on Route 66. We now are going back to where we left off here in Amarillo, Texas, at Rick Husband International Airport, just outside the city center of Amarillo, Texas. Great to see you guys here. And we're going to be doing two legs of the Route 66 today, as we'll be flying over not just to Amarillo to Tucumcari, but also from Tucumcari to Albuquerque today. So legs 8 and 9 are done today, and yes, I gotta go to bed. You can join me. I'm on the USA East server. I'm on the USA East server, and here's the route for today's trip. This is where we're going to be flying. The top right is the nearest airport. So let's go over the flight plan for today's flight. So basically today we're going to be cruising for the first leg about 5,500 feet. So let's go over what. Actually, it's not T. Oh, crap. I got it wrong. Not KTC, it's KTCC. Whoops. Let me go ahead and rechange it then. I got one of the TCC. It's TCC. Now I have to also change the stream titles. Second. Okay. So I changed the stream title. Oh, whoops. So let's go over my nav map. Sorry about that. So let's go over the nav map, shall we? TCC. So we're gonna take off here from Amarillo International. Then we'll be crossing back into the road. But before we do that, we'll be first heading to the Big Texan Steak Ranch. This is where you can find the legendary 72-ounce steak challenge. People have actually attempted to eat a 72-ounce steak and all that. Then we'll head back to the road and visit downtown Amarillo, including the Hodgetown Stadium, home of the Sod Poodles, Amarillo Sod Poodles, and minor league baseball. Fly around downtown Amarillo. Then from there, we'll be going through the Route 66. We head back into the highway of I-40, visit the Cadillac Ranch. Then fly through some of the small towns like Guadalajara, Vega, and Adrian. Then to Glen Rio, cross the border into New Mexico, visit San John, visit the Cedar grocery store. Then we make a pit stop here at Tucumcari Airport, Kilo Tango Charlie Charlie. Then there we'll visit the city, and then we'll continue to follow I-40 all the way down through Newkirk, Rivero, Santa Rosa, Klein's Corner, Moriarty, and then we're going to cross through between the mountain range here through Cedar Crest and Tijeras and to Carnival, and then we'll make a stop here at Albuquerque International Sunport, Kilo Alpha Bravo, Quebec. So yeah, that's going to be today's flight plan. I'm going to go ahead and do two legs. Hey, Quart and Bomber, good to see you, my friend. Great to see the new faces here. So the plane we're taking for today, I was thinking between the X-Cub and the Cessna. They're both great planes for this trip. And they're one of the planes I recommend flying. But for today, I'm going to decide to actually fly the X-Cub. I haven't gotten the X-Cub a lot of opportunities to fly the thing yet. But the X-Cub is an absolute beauty of a plane. It's made by Craftcrafters. This is their take on the Piper Super Cub, fit with modern avionics, and it can go anywhere you want. And I think this is the perfect plane to take on for the Route 66 for this leg. I mean, it's simple, it's easy to start, but it's also got your modern stuff too, with your G3X. So let's get this thing started. We've already did all the inspections already been done beforehand by my trusty Firefly Air crew. Here the parking brake will be set. We got the fuels tank. We've already filled up beforehand. Let me give a shout out to Quart if you guys want to check out his stream. I think he's very close to 500 followers. So if you guys haven't followed him, check out Quart. Make sure he gets the 500 followers, just like me. We'll turn on the master. We turn on the fuel pump. I usually go through the checklist every single flight because it's better to check things right when you're doing it in real life. Magneto's on. Alternator field is on. You push this at max power RPM. We open the throttle about 1/4 of an inch. And we'll start. Hey, Martel, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And hello, Dunkar. Good to see you, Dunkar. Doesn't look like the sim sounds are working, so let me hold on. So let me go ahead and get this thing working. Throttle's about 1,000. Check. Oil pressure, check. It looks good. We just turn on some of the lights. We're going to turn on the avionics master. Strobe lights on. Nav lights on. And pulse is, and the lights are pulse. So that's it. See stuff. Showing away from Amarillo. All right. I'll show you. We're going to fold it. Weird, the sim sounds aren't shown. They usually were working early. So we're going to take off here back from runway 14. Runway 14 is we're going to be taking off here from Amarillo. Well, oh, great. I don't know if you guys can hear the sim sounds or not. If not, this is not good. Head and get ready for the taxi. Well, like I said, taxing this thing, it's a tail wheel. Taxing is kind of interesting. So we're gonna get ready to take off here. Let's go ahead and take off. Good news about the X-Cub. One of the benefits is this is a STOL plane. 20, we can take off from 30, 40, and I guess we can take off. Yep, we just took off. Like I said, it's a STOL plane. It's made for this sort of thing. So we're finally off. Gonna go ahead and turn on some of the sounds. I'm gonna go with jazz today. So we're now off. We're waiting for people to take off, so that's why I'm taking off here first. So weird. Yeah, it turns out this thing is the IO application thing not working. Great. Oh, we saw someone in the Kodiak today. Nice. Are you still using the mod? No. I don't think they kept the thing up to date, Martel, so I'm not using it still. So unfortunately, I'm not. So let's go ahead and talk about our slideshow for today. I brought the slides. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is Amarillo, Texas. It is known as, in Spanish, Amarillo means yellow. It's the 14th most populous city in all of Texas, the largest one of the Texas Panhandle, by the way. Originally, the city was named Oneida. It's known by many to be the self-proclaimed helium capital of the world due to having a lot of the helium of the world at the time. It's also known for Yellow City and Motor City, thanks to the V-22 Osprey. It has one of the largest meatpacking areas in the country. It has the only nuclear weapons assembly in the country. Pantex, which is around here, is another employer. And of course, you can find a lot of Route 66 things as well, like the Big Texas Steak Ranch and the KAMA-KTUC Ranch. The tallest building is the First Bank Southwest Tower, which is the tallest building. And it's got a rich culture, a lot of stuff in the West. Along with different museums and stuff as well that honors Amarillo's history. So yeah, a little bit about Amarillo. For all you guys who are new. Yeah, for some weird reason, the sound thing is not working. Amarillo by Moore and Sergeant Staff, good to see you. So, and then down below should be the Big Texan Steak Ranch. Let me go ahead and get this thing parked. Well, I can't type. No worries. So I'm going to go ahead and descend a little bit. I mean, this is an X-Cub, and I can just... So it's great to see Sergeant Staff. Definitely check out Sergeant Staff's channel. Another good friend to the community. Been a long-time friend. Gonna go ahead and just let's go ahead and visit the Big Texan Steak Ranch. Oh. There she is. There's the Big Texan. So this here is the Big Texan Steak Ranch down to your right. Let me go ahead and put the slideshow. So the Big Texas Steak Ranch has been around, is an Amarillo institution established back in 1960, but it was relocated to its present location in 1970. It was once burned down by fire, destroyed $100,000 of antiques, though it reopened back in a larger facility in 1977. Of course, it is world famous for its 72-ounce steak challenge. The steak is free to anyone who can eat it in an hour or less, an entire meal, consisting of the 72-ounce steak, a bread with butter, a baked potato, shrimp cocktail, and a salad. Otherwise, it will cost you $72. To date, over 9,000 people of the 69,000 people who attempted it have actually accomplished the feat. According to the restaurant, the challenge started all the way back in 1960, according to the TV show Man vs. Food, when the founder, Bob Lee, decided to host a contest between which cowboys can actually eat the most steaks in 1 hour, and it became the big 72-ounce steak. The fastest time any person's ever eaten it was 4 minutes and 18 minutes from Molly Schuler. And the unofficial record that an animals hold is in 2020, when a lioness actually ate the 72-ounce steak in 80 seconds. And located adjacent to the restaurant is a motel, which is a 54-unit motel known as the Big Texan Motel. So, pretty cool thing as well. Definitely worth getting a snapshot here. Pics. By the way, you can find all these pics on my Discord. And if you guys haven't followed yet, don't be afraid to smash that follow button, alright? We're still going for the 500 followers by the end of the year. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and get back to flying then. Let's get back to flying. And let me go ahead and hold the prop RPM. So yeah, it's great to see you, guys. Great to see you. So this would be my last stream for quite a long while. Again, I'm going back on vacation. Not a cruise this time. Just relaxing in North Carolina, and relaxing in Panama City Beach, Florida. So it should be a nice vacation. I'll still be bringing the flight sim with me, so I'll still be flying along with you guys on some of the other streams. We're heading back onto the road. We'll be heading to downtown. I had one of the most tasty steaks over there. However, not the 72-ounce one. Yeah, I think 72 ounces is too big even for me. Like, I can eat, but not that much. But yeah, it's great to have all you guys here. So many awesome people in the chat. So yeah, welcome to, this is downtown Amarillo in front. Beautiful Amarillo, Texas. So some other information about Amarillo that I think some people don't know. Amarillo, obviously, like Sergeant F. said, it was popularized in the song Amarillo by Morning by Paul Frazier and Terry Stafford. Obviously, Get Your Kicks on Route 66 by Nat King Cole. Bob Dylan's Brownsville Girl, when he referenced Amarillo as the land of the living dead, and more. Amarillo's been featured in quite a bit of media attention. Not as much as some of the other Texas cities, but definitely very interesting as well. But this is downtown Amarillo, guys. So in downtown, there was a ballpark known as Hodgetown, which is in this area. Home of the Amarillo Sod Poodles. And basically what you don't know is that Sod Poodles are basically Prairie Dogs. The Double-A affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks opened back in 2019. Seats around 6,631 people and named in honor of the 26th mayor of Amarillo, Jerry Hodge. And it's the most elevated ballpark in all Double-A at around 3,600 feet. So, let me go ahead and let me get a picture of downtown Amarillo. You guys in the for the Discord. That's one of the things I love about The Sims so much is I can always take photos and post them on the Discord. It'd be a great way to share the memories that I made with the community. We're gonna go ahead and circle back and get back to the waypoint. But yeah, this is downtown Amarillo. There's the tallest building here. It's great seeing you guys. I hope you guys have had a good weekend so far. I hope things are going well. For me, I've been having a good time with it. I've been continuing to work. I've been working ahead on my notes, and I'm right now about to finish San Bernardino, which would have been leg 13 of the journey. Hopefully by tomorrow, I might be able to finish the rest of the notes. So I'll be done with note taking for a bit, so I can focus on flying. So I hope you guys have had a good weekend as well. So yeah, it's great seeing you guys here again. Like I said, I'm sorry for the audio application thing not working. It's just for some reason it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. It's fine. All right then. Thank you. I didn't know. So we're now currently, according to my nav map, I'm currently flying over the botanical gardens of Amarillo. That's where we're getting near to, the Amarillo Botanical Gardens. Here they are. All right then. So we should be getting to our next waypoint to our right. Let me go ahead. I think we should see Cadillac Ranch from here. I believe we do. Definitely one of the most unique landmarks on the entire route. Let's see if we can find it. there's the main highway. We should be getting near it soon. Maybe go. Alright, let me go ahead and pause this. So this side here, I know it doesn't really show much here. Oh, here it is. Sorry for the slew mode. Okay. So this guy's here is actually a really cool little art piece here. But it's actually one of the more unique landmarks in the entire route, known as Cadillac Ranch. Well, Cadillac Ranch is interesting. This public art was created back in 1974 by Chip Lord, Hudson Marquez, and Doug Menschels. They are part of the art group known as the Ant Farm. It consists of 10 Cadillacs that were between the model years of 1949 and 1963, buried nose first on the ground, and either they were older running, used, or junk cars. And believe it or not, the angles of these tails were the same angles as the pyramids of Giza. It's been relocated from a wheat field back in 1997 into a cow pasture. And it's been featured in quite a few things in pop culture, including a Bruce Springsteen song called Cadillac Ranch. It was mentioned as a mountain formation in the 2006 movie Cars. And was even in the final scene of the King of the Hill episode, Hank Gets Dusted, which is pretty funny. But definitely a very unique art piece and sculpture. So yeah, hey Eric Flight, good to see you. Check out Eric Flight's stream. He does a lot of fights and stuff. Definitely check out Eric Flight and over by yours truly. Just had to get myself back into the route. I forgot to take a picture of that Cadillac Ranch. Oh well. Well, thankfully, I'm gonna have plenty of picture opportunities with the stream. We're gonna see. I appreciate your research of the route. Oh, definitely. I've been doing this all route, Eric. If it's one thing I've definitely been doing is research. I've been researching the entire route from top to bottom. I mean, I've done research for every single leg of the route, all the landmarks and all the different towns and cities. And it's something I pride myself in is I put in the research. That's what I pride myself. Hey, no worries, no distraction, Eric. You're not distracting me one bit. So, a couple of things going on. If you guys know, the Kodiak floatplane's out. The PMDG 737 is it just came out. It actually came out, I think all the way back in 13th, but I didn't know. But they updated the Kodiak, and they came out with quite a few major fixes. Then, the Goffrans group is bringing in their Vilga. Yeah, it's called Vilga because it's Polish. But it's going to come in for a price of It's quite a bit actually. $35. Yes, 35 bucks for the Vilga. That puts in the same price range as the Parallel 42 Kit Fox. Which, if you know by me, the Parallel 42 Kit Fox is a really good plane. So that is kind of crazy. But there's 4 models to pick from, including between tire sizes, speed, floats, and power options from 260 to 450 horsepower. So they come out with 4 versions for $35. So I think it's definitely interesting, but for $35, I'm definitely want to wait and see. But I'm hoping it's good. And then Just Flight released more of their information on their Fokker F-28 Fellowship and the RJ Professional of the Avro RJ, the modern take on the classic BA-146. And basically, for you guys who don't know, the Avro RJ is basically a much more modern version of the 146. If you like the 146 but want a more modern plane, the Avro RJ would be really cool. So definitely very exciting. So it also comes with the can-do livery. Yes. I was behind you in the Kodiak, decided to crash. Oh, that sucks. Actually, speaking of which, let me see who was flying with me. Oh, I need to turn on the nameplates. It's easy to forget with this luxury. I see Wyman Weird. Ah, crap. That's crap. We're gonna go ahead and turn left here. So about the Kodiak. So apparently, I've had issues with the Kodiak throttle system because you see, when they did the Kodiak update, they made it for the beta range and all that, and for the SPAD next. For most people, it was working fine. However, since I was on the TC throttle quadrant for Airbus, it messed up. So they just released a hotfix earlier in the morning. So definitely recommend picking that up. And we were just about to fly over the town of Bushland. We went past Bushland, which was named after Henry Bush, and it's actually the halfway point between Chicago and LA. Then this is Wildorado, which we're just flying over. I'm sorry, I got distracted with the news. Located named after Wildorado Creek, it was founded in 900 as a railway town. The gradual evolution made the growth here popular with Route 66. And it rose up to 200 by the late 1950s. Though, like many towns by I-40, it really hurt the small town in its growth as a result. So, sorry about that. I got distracted. Like I said, we're going faster than I usually go. So we're going to be next heading to Vega, Texas, the county seat of Oldham County, Texas. The first settler arrived here in 1899, N.J. Whitfield, when he purchased part of the county. And the name Vega was chosen back in 1903 because it was a Spanish word for meadow, and because of the vast prairie run surrounding the area. During the 1920s, modern amenities like telephone service was introduced there, and then Route 66 arrived here, along with the old Ozark Trail run through the city. However, a fire in 1931 destroyed 6 buildings west of the courthouse square. And now the population of Vega is around 884 people. And if you want a bit of media thing, It was the setting for the country music television show popularity contest in 2005. So, oh, I see you, Wardman. There you are. I see you down there, Wardman. Good to see you. Welcome. You're in the H-145 helicopter. You're in the helicopter. I don't have the H-145, unfortunately, but good to see you in the helicopter. Nice to see more people flying. We have KAMA-KTUC-K 141. That's I gotta go to bed. And there's Wardman in the H-145. Flying along today. So yeah, we're getting to this weird part of Texas. So once we get into New Mexico, things will get much more interesting once we head to New Mexico. More specifically, we start heading towards Albuquerque. Yeah, I was just looking at MSFS add-ons, so that definitely is some pretty big news. Oh yeah, one more thing. UK 2000 released a brand new airport. And get this, it's a spaceport. The first ever airport that does space travel. Commercial space travel. Located here in New Mexico, 45 miles north of Las Cruces. Spaceports America is the first commercial spaceport built in the world. Using its 12,000-foot runway. Non-3D working turbines, really, Asobo? I know, right? So there is Vega, Texas. There's Vega. And there's the old Oldham County Airport down below us, the GA Airport. But yeah, it's great to have all you guys here. Thank you guys so much. So, a couple things as well. What I also did yesterday was I watched the VATSIM briefing for Cross the Pond, which is their most popular event. They did the one eastbound this year, so watch the briefing of it. It's really interesting to see how much goes into all the planning for these kind of flights on VATSIM. And while I've never really been a VATSIM kind of guy, I do want to see how they kind of operate these flights, and it's definitely really cool how they do it. And how much pressure all the air traffic controllers and all that do for each one of those flights. Pretty incredible, if you ask me. So yep. So it's good to have you guys here. If you ever want to go over ATC and VATSIM, I can help during my winter break. Let me know. I do appreciate Eric Fight. I think someone else is going to help me out with that, but I really do appreciate the offering of help. I mean, I'm pretty open for it myself. but I don't really need it right now. But I greatly appreciate it. But I greatly appreciate you offering to help, as always. Like I said, I'm very grateful to this entire community for helping me get to where I am today. So, but man, what a beautiful sky here in Texas. We'll be heading our way over here soon. Nice and relaxing. So, a couple things I do want to talk about. If you're, this is for you guys sports fans. First off, the MLB postseason is not what I expected. I mean, a lot has happened in the postseason. So it turns out it was absolutely nuts in the playoffs yesterday. The last 2 days were kind of insane for MLB playoffs. So in the postseason, the top two teams of the National League, the 110-win Dodger team and the defending World Series champs, both lost in 4 games to the 2 worst seeds, the Phillies and the Padres. Like what the heck happened? I have no idea this even happened, which is insane. And then, I mean, even more surprised about the Dodgers losing than it was the Braves, but it was just, for the Phillies, it wasn't even close who the better team was in Philadelphia. And then for the Padres, I mean, it was a huge surprise. And then in the ALDS, the Houston Astros swept through the Mariners, to be expected. But lo and behold, the Guardians are now currently leading the Yankees 2-1. The youngest team in baseball. It's crazy. This postseason's absolutely nuts. Absolute crazy. Hey, Raleigh Mom, good to see you. Let me give a shout out to Raleigh Mom, my good friend from the land down under. But he does all sorts of Australian history, especially with aviation history here in Australia. It's very rich. So check out Raleigh 9. Tell him that Viper Strike is sending you guys here. So we're entering into a place of Adrian, Texas. We should be getting up there soon. Located on the historic route of Route 66, it builds itself as the midway point of Chicago to LA, which is 1,039 miles from LA, 1,039 miles from Chicago. And people go here as far as Europe to visit this highway. It originated back in 1900 when the Rock Island Railroad Survey marked the site for a future station shipping point. It was also famous for, well, the Midpoint Cafe, which is where it became really famous, was for its Midway Cafe, the Midpoint. Midpoint Cafe is the famous restaurant here. It's known for its famous owner, Frank Hauser, who operated here from 1990 to 1912. The cafe was originally built in 1928 and was expanded back in 1947. Operated 24 hours a day during its heyday. It is the oldest continuously operating Route 66 cafe between Amarillo and Tucumcari. The owner became the basis for Flo of the Flo's VA Cafe in the Pixar movie Cars, which, by the way, if you guys don't know Pixar's Cars, it's basically a love letter to Route 66, but for Disney. And currently, it see a renaissance back in the 80s and 90s, and they currently now restore it to its former glory. They're pretty cool as well. So just wanted to honor a bit of Route 66 history. Yeah, you've seen the movie a good number of times. Yeah, Cars is pretty good. The worst of the car movies is the sequel. The sequel is actually the worst. I am not kidding. The sequel is not a good movie. Yep, and we got more Texas wind farms here. Weird question, is Route 66 right next to us right? Yes, it is. Route 66 is onto our right. Much of Route 66 in this was built on top by Interstate 40, I-40. Yeah, we're following much of I-40 is where Route 66 was built on top of. Actually, I-40 is the current highway, but Route 66 was the main highway. So we're following the original route. We're going to turn a little left back onto the route. Just low and slow. Just as close to the road as we can. Gotta go limits. But yeah, pretty insane MLB postseason. And then even crazier is the college football season. So the NCAA football was played yesterday. Absolute crazy game. Some absolutely crazy stuff happened this past weekend. Some absolutely huge upsets and everything. I mean, Tennessee actually beat Alabama. For the first time since 2006, Tennessee actually beats Alabama in football. I mean, talk about the actual insanity that is Tennessee football. That was an absolute game, won by a game-winning field goal, but a huge win for Tennessee. Huge win for the Vols. Michigan won. Then Utah gave USC its first loss of the year from Utah. TCU upsets Oklahoma State. They beat them out in a shootout, which is nothing new for the Big 12. Ole Miss continues to win. Syracuse continues their perfect season against NC State. Kansas actually gets upset by Oklahoma. Then again, this timeline's weird that Kansas gets upset by Oklahoma. James Madison no longer is undefeated. They lose to Georgia Southern. Illinois continues their good season. And Coastal Carolina is no longer undefeated. Yeah, some pretty big stuff in college football. It's been huge. Yeah, absolutely insane. And then for the NFL, on Thursday, the poor Bears fans, between the Commanders and the Bears, that was just like last Thursday was a snooze fest. But the Commanders got the win. I'm hoping the Colts finally beat the Jaguars. I don't know why the Colts lose to Jacksonville of all teams. Doesn't make sense. They're definitely very interesting. But the Eagles actually keep perfection. And all that. So yeah, some pretty crazy stuff for sports. And obviously also for you hockey fans, the NHL season just got started. Which, if you know, for me, I'm probably cheering on for the Nashville Predators, Preds. continuing on. We're going to go ahead and visit Glen Rio. Now, interesting thing about Glen Rio is actually it is both in Texas and New Mexico. Yes, this community is on both. It's completely on the state line. One side's in Texas, one part's New Mexico. Glen Rio was founded back in 1903 as a railroad site on the Rock Island Railroad. Its name was derived from Scots Glen, in Spanish Rio, meaning river. Originally, it was a railroad town. Route 66 made this thing quite popular in the 1930s and all that. And its location actually gives it something very unique in terms of business practices. At one point, all the fuel was dispensed in Texas due to New Mexico's higher gas prices, while for the bars were built in Mexico because Texas, at the time, that area part of Texas was dry. The railroad was in Texas, while the post office was in New Mexico. So it had something very weird. And for years, there was a dispute that existed over which state had the eastern part of Glen Rio. Ultimately, it actually went all the way to the Supreme Court. But eventually, it was ruled that the east side of Glen Rio belonged to Texas. Portions of the 1940 film Grapes of Wrath were filmed here, mainly the Glen Rio Motel, and that was also part of the Cars movie as well. So definitely very interesting to actually see a town on both the state lines of New Mexico and Texas. Oh yeah, Grapes of Wrath is phenomenal. Yeah, it was a great old movie. It's a great book too. I mean, the Grapes of Wrath book was great, and the movie was a fantastic film as well. Like, they don't make movies like they used to, unfortunately. So there is the old community of Glen Rio on our right side. There's the Welcome to Texas sign. You can see New Mexico. And there is Glen Rio, split between Texas and New Mexico. Let me go ahead and start turning. So let's talk about Route 66 in New Mexico. It ran actually east and west. Hey, T-Mark59. First time chat. Good to see you, T-Mark. I hope you're doing well. Yes, this is Route 66. We're doing links 8 and 9 today for the Firefly Air Achievement. Not for Firefly Air, but the FS Hub Achievement Route 66. So it's great to have a new face, first time chat. So we're flying over into New Mexico. We just crossed the border from Texas to New Mexico. Now, it ran east and west across the central part of New Mexico. Originally, it took around into Santa Fe, but now it cuts straight through into Albuquerque. Now, it was marked by true auto trails. The National Auto Trails Road from Arizona to Albuquerque via Albuquerque and Santa Fe. However, originally it went around Santa Fe. I was considering doing that route, but I decided just to go straight ahead. So, it was a long time controlled politically by the Santa Fe Ring, a group of business people. Then in 1924, Democrat Arthur Hannon got a single term as governor. and used the remainder term of his term to force a 69-mile cutoff from Santa Rosa directly into Albuquerque, bypassing Santa Fe, the capital of New Mexico, entirely. And now the route is basically just straight through. So basically the route goes from Grant all the ways down through the mountainous meanders around I-40, Busy Mesita, then we go to Albuquerque, and then we just go basically east to Tucumcari. Just basically on a simple route. First time seeing you on, I would follow you by suggestion by Scruffy Tam. Oh yeah, Scruffy Tam is awesome. And guys, I don't think he's here, but guys, if you never checked out Scruffy Tam, awesome dude. Such a friendly person in this community. And a great ambassador for the Flight Sim community as well, so definitely check out Scruffy Tam. You must. Hey, King Cobra 74, good to see you. Nice to see you, King Cobra. We're on Route 66. We're just gonna turn right. Now turn straight. So we're not far off from our stop. I think we're about 5.4 plus 10.9. I think about 12.7 nautical miles away from our stop after we pass St. John. We'll go ahead and take a quick pit stop so all you guys can join in. There's Surya Kushi, which is I gotta go to bed. There's Wordman, good to see you. And a great job with the helicopters there. Great to see the flying. I also see Badger Collect TV. So I see Badger Collect here as well. Badger Collective, I see you here. Wow, we got 3 guys flying with us today. That's awesome. Thanks so much for flying along, guys. All the new faces. If you guys like what you see with the content, and you're enjoying it, it would be highly recommended that you follow the channel so you get more of my content. And once you guys do check out the follow, I have my own Discord. Definitely check it out to keep up with the next of the news. You guys know what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, we're about to enter St. John, New Mexico. San John, apparently. It's a village here in Quay County, New Mexico, founded in 1902. It grew after the arrival of the railroad. It became an important local commercial center on Route 66, home to numerous tourist-oriented businesses. However, when I-40 bypassed the village, the local economy went in decline, leading most of the businesses to shut down. Today, only one motel is still in operation, and all the gas stations are centered on I-40. So there's not really that much left of it. Yeah, there is San John, New Mexico. Yep, here it is. San John. It's a really awesome flying, guys. Awesome job. Yeah, this is the village of San John. And back on the highway. We're about 12 miles away from our first stop. We're going to go ahead and make a landing at Tucumcari so we can get the achievement account. And by the way, guys, just like it says in the name tag, I'm doing this for the awesome virtual airline group, Firefly Air. If you guys don't mind and are interested in joining the virtual airline, I'll be the one to tell you guys first. It is completely free. You don't have to pay anything to be part of this virtual airline. All you need is a free FS Hub account, which isn't difficult. It's completely free. Get the glam rate monitor and get FS UIPC or X-Plane UIPC if you're on the PC version. On Xbox, you could do a thing called a manual pyro, and you can now do things on Xbox. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, the link below will take you there as well. So we should be approaching our stop for the next 10 miles, but let's go ahead and talk about our airport. So this is our first landing for the day. Tucumcari Municipal Airport, Kilo Tango Charlie. It was opened back in 1941. It was built by the U.S. Army Air Forces, and it was known as Fort Sumner Army Auxiliary Airfield No. 7. It mainly provided glider training for pilots during the Second World War. So a lot of the glider school was operated by the Qatar Car Flying Service, and training was conducted using the Aeronautica TG5 combat training gliders, towed by the C-47 Skytrains. And they consisted of both sailplane pilots and others washed out conventional pilot training. The school itself was closed in March 1943, and then it became a POW camp in March 1944. After the war, it was used by Pioneer Airlines from 1948 to 1953 as one of several stops between Albuquerque and Dallas. Originally using Douglas DC-3s, they were replaced by Martin 202s. And then Trans Central Airlines did flights on the Cessna 402. So definitely some interesting aviation history with Tucumcari Municipal Airport. Yeah, gliders were very much a thing as well. It's cool to see the change in landscape since we started in Chicago. It is. The landscape's really changed. It'll change even more once we get further into New Mexico and Arizona. Once we get to New Mexico and Arizona, it'll be where the scenery changes the most. In California, we'll get to be seeing that's where we get the best scenery. We're going to land on runway 26 today. Now, guys, I managed to actually get the bot working today. So if you do do exclamation point predict, type in a negative number, and yes, we got the prediction. Yep, we can now make predictions. So there's our one way. Okay, time to turn off the autopilot. Yeah, we got all you guys here. This should be good. Power a bit. And we can just stop in the grass because we can just go back and get it back taken off. $98. Oh, I gotta go to bed. It was just -2 off. I bet I was next closest with -95. But just only 5 off. And you have some nice Moneyball 24, hello. What were you talking about? That's a weird message. Please don't send it again. Welcome to chat, but don't. I suggest you not doing that again. Yeah, we made a land here at the airport. Just gonna get back to taxi. Yep. Gonna be right here. So yeah, we made it here on our first stop here to Tucumcari. Nicely done, guys. Good work. So, that is another one down for the achievements. So welcome to Tucumcari, New Mexico. Everyone's landed. Nice. I meant you have a nice title on your thing. Oh, you have a nice title. Okay. I was worried. Thanks, man. I mean, you have a nice title on your thing. Below Route 66 to Tucumcari. Yeah, Tucumcari. Yeah. These had to be done in order. Yes, paparazzi. These had to be done in order. That's why I had to do it. Stupid autocorrect. No worries. So yeah, so now we made our way into Tucumcari. So let me go ahead and get the Firefly Air thing loaded in. So while we wait, let's take a look at our achievement. So let's missed a few. So that puts me back at Springfield Branson. So we're doing this for Firefly Air, the main virtual airlines for the Two-Toe Murphy community, which I'm a very proud member as the airline commander. Let me show you how Firefly Air works. Powered by the awesome service of FS Hub, which is completely free. So we also use lane rate monitor to track our lanes, but with FS Hub, it can turn into an amazing logbook and all that. And we even have things for you Xbox pilots out there. Which means, yes, there's something that PC can be that you guys can use on Xbox compared to on air and all that. So how do you be part of the awesome group at Firefly Air? Just create your pod application here. You create your FS account, which is completely free. And FS Hub itself does a lot. It has flight reports, GPS tracking, virtual airlines, achievements, geotech screenshots, and even support for not just Xbox and Microsoft Flight Sim, but for X-Plane, P3D, even DCS World. But here's our Firefly Air. On your top left should be the apply application up there, and you can apply to be a pilot. Then download the lane rate monitor. Boom. And this is completely free, easy install, lightweight. And with FS Hub, you can do GPS tracking, you can do logbook, cabin announcements, and even something called a route planner, which means you can use this, and not just from a little nav map, you can even import route plans from SimBrief, which is really cool. And then you have to download FS UIPC or X-Plane UIPC. That would be the next step. But if you're on Xbox, don't worry, because there's something really cool to show you. Before we get started, you just go into here, click Manual PIREP. You submit your power report. You can just submit your flights, your cargo, your aircraft views, departure ICAO and arrival ICAO, departure date and arrival date, and your times. Once you get that filled out, you can just press submit. Boom. That's easy. And that means Xbox pilots can be part of something too. So what are you waiting for? I think join up. I have the link. I can press the command again. Just do !_ Firefly Air. Let me go ahead and get back to the chat. I did see a little bit of the Mariners Astro game. Yes, it went all the way to 18 innings. I can't believe it. And Eagle Costello, good to see you. Oh, I do love Pacific Northwest flying, Moneyball. I do quite a bit of it. Not in this stream, but I do some Pacific Northwest flying. I have a VOD for it. You check out the YouTube link. There's actually a VOD back in my bush flying days. And I have one for the Pacific Northwest. But yeah, I've been to the Pacific Northwest in real life. Absolutely beautiful area. So let's get back to the plan for our second leg. So we're gonna fly here from Tucumcari. Then from there we'll be flying towards all the way down to New Mexico. We fly through the road. So we'll be flying through much of New Mexico into Newkirk, Pueblo. Then we'll visit our first major place here, Santa Rosa. Then from Santa Rosa, we'll be going through over there, continue on straight through quite a few of the small towns like Flines Quarter and Wagon Wheel, Moriarty, then go back to the mountain range of the South Santa Peak. In between it, we'll be cruising Tijeras, and we'll be on the outskirts of Albuquerque, and we'll land at Sunport, Kilo Alpha Bravo, Quebec. So yeah, that will be so that's going to be the plan for leg number 2. Oh yeah, you live up there in Washington. Ah, nice. I know someone who lives in the Pacific Northwest, in the Spitzen community. My good old friend Foxtrot, and he does all sorts of Pacific Northwest flying. I really recommend you guys check him out. Let's go ahead and get this back in the plane. Let's see how much fuel we got. 43 on the left tank. That's enough for today. That's enough for the leg. So we're gonna go ahead and take this thing back off. So we'll be taking off from runway 08. Leg 8 is been completed. Now, for guys who've been here for the first time, this is a 14-leg journey based on the FS Hub achievement. And yes, we have all sorts of achievements on the website. We have ones from single-leg journeys to multi-leg journeys, and we even have custom achievements from the virtual airline you join. There are tons of really cool achievements and everything. It means there's plenty to do for FS Hub. So it's not like you guys have nothing to do. We got plenty. So there's that. Yeah, that is very much nice. So let's go ahead and thing there. Flaps. So yeah. So basically, for guys that are also new here too, I do these presentation stuff every single stream. And that's because I did this since every stream back in 2021. And I'm also the resident researcher of the Tucumcari community, part of his team. Definitely go check out his channel as well. Let me go ahead once I get this back into the air. Let me go ahead and get this thing back up. Definitely part of the Tucumcari community. The Tucumcari himself. Check out the Tucumcari. And also check out his affiliates, Two Cats, another good friend of my channel. And of course, the one and the only, the Allison Johnson. And you can call her an expert on all things historical flights. Definitely check out my good friends. These three have been really helpful for the channel. So we're now going to go to our first destination here. Tucumcari, New Mexico. Founded back in 1901 for the Chicago Rock Island Pacific Railroad. It grew to a permanent settlement and it was renamed Tucumcari in 1908. Taken from the Tucumcari Mountain, which is right here to the west. There's Tucumcari Mountain. It became pretty much a railroad transit point for the railroad as well, along with being a big part of Route 66, as it was a very popular cross-country stop, as it's the largest city in the highway between Amarillo and Albuquerque. And as a result, there's quite a few lodges and hotels and all that, much of downtown. And some notable people that have been involved in this include Tom Blackjack Ketchum, musician Bob Scooby. Sam David was born here, and he became part of the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And Rex Manafort, who competed with New Zealand during the 1968 Summer Olympics. And of course, one of the most famous Tucumcari Route 66 landmarks. I'm gonna pop. Let me do this. I'm gonna have to ban this bot. Hold on a second. There, bot gone. Look, I want to get 500 followers, but you gotta do it properly, man. Why would you want to buy 500 followers? Like, I want to get 500 followers, but I want to get it legitimately, okay? Big on, bot. But this is the Blue Swallow Motel, a 12-unit L-shaped motel here at Tucumcari, part of the National Register of Historic Places. It featured an original facade with pink stucco walls with shell designs and step parapet, containing manager residence and garages, and is one of the most longest continuously operating motels along the Route 66 in New Mexico. Unfortunately, there's no photogrammetry, but the blue swallows around this area. Oh, there's where would be the blue swallow located around here. Known for its unique L shape. And this is downtown Tucumcari, New Mexico. And oh look, there's a windmill. There's a windmill. All right, let's go ahead and change direction. Up a notch. So yeah, so now we're going to go ahead and turn left. So yeah, if you notice why I put these random landmarks, well, the reason I put those on my flights is because these are many of the landmarks here on Route 66. And these are very famous landmarks around Route 66, and each of these landmarks tells an interesting history about the area during the time. So who do we have flying alongside us? There's Martel, there's Goobier 1, Birdman, and I wonder who's that in the Freedom Pot. If I were to question, is it I gotta go to bed probably? Why not? Yeah. I've always been a big fan of but man, the landscape here is very different from into Texas already. It's already much different now. We're now entering into some of the hills and stuff. It's beautiful. And trust me, guys, it's going to get much better later on. So yeah, another thing I'm going to be doing on vacation. So I'm going to be heading down to Atlanta. They got the Delta Flight Museum in Atlanta. So I'll be visiting there during my trip. So I'll be visiting the famous Delta Flight Museum. They got all sorts of really cool exhibits, like their interactive stuff, but also all the different planes they got. A DC-3, they got a Boeing 747, 767, 75, a DC-7. They got all sorts of cool little planes, and they also got a way to tell about the history of Delta, one of the world's oldest airlines, still operating. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to visit the museum. I'm very, very excited. So now I'm climbing up to 5,000 feet. There's the road. Just absolutely stunning, and I love the formation flying. That's awesome. Yeah, this is beautiful. Yeah, we're gonna get to the really beautiful side of the road. Hey, how long does it take down to Florida? Well, the drive from Indiana, first it'll be like a 6-hour drive from my home to North Carolina. And then from North Carolina to Florida will be around another 6 hours longer. But directly, it'll be around like 12 hours driving. In the flight sim with the plane, I would take around an hour and a half on a plane. Yeah, that's a good question, Max. Yeah. Just an absolutely beautiful day. How cool would it be to own my own G8 plane? Oh, definitely be cool. However, Martel, and I think for all those in the chat, the real cost of owning a plane is not when you buy the plane. The real cost of the plane is actually when you maintain one. The cost of maintenance is cost more than the cost of actually owning the plane. Now we turn straight. Not to mention hangar and insurance. Yes, those two things as well. You got to pay for the hangar, you have a hangar built, and then obviously insurance. You don't even want to know how much it goes. So we should be approaching the Richardson store off of Montoya. It was originally built back in 1908 as a wooden structure. Then G.W. Richardson relocated the store to Red Sandstone Building, which is still here. It thrived on Route 66 throughout the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. However, with I-40, the business lost a lot of business, and it eventually closed somewhere between the 70s or 80s, and it's been vacant for many years. And most recently, in 2014, the roof of the building actually collapsed. So, it just comes to show you a lot can change from... Hey, Dougal. Good to see you, Dougal McTavish. Yes, don't mind the sim sounds not working. I can never get them to work today. I don't know how. definitely a very nice, relaxing, peaceful flight. Just nice to have in the sky. So yeah, it's great to see you, Dougal. I hope you're doing well. Like I said, sorry for the sim sounds not working. It's just that apparently I can't seem to get this thing working. So just doing the most I can with just the music. Hey, Seattle Cowboy, good to see you. I'm doing great. Guys, definitely check out Seattle Cowboy's channel. Former member of the Armed Forces. Definitely makes some really cool streams. I raided him last week. I hope you had a fun time with the balloons and all that. Good to see you. And Viper NB, good to see you. Another Viper has fallen. Viper NB, good to see you, my friend. Hello. So yes, we're on Route 66. We're flying all the way down from Amarillo. We just left from Tucumcari. We're heading our way over to Albuquerque, the largest city in all of New Mexico. And definitely one of the biggest stops in the whole entire route. Yes, sir. Viper Gang. Yes, Viper. There's DC Viper. There's you, Viper NB, and then there's now Viper Strike. Lots of Vipers. I guess it's a pretty popular... Yeah, the balloon's a cool thing. I just never got it because this is new. We're about to approach Newkirk, New Mexico. Definitely one of the most well-known things about Newkirk. is that Newkirk was the home of the inventor of the youth-shaped fried taco shell, Fabiola Habonska de Baca Gilbert. Okay, let me do this again. Fabiola Habenza de Baca Gilbert. There. Much better. So, yep. So Veterans Day will be doing a balloon flight with a feature-length in-flight movie. Ooh, that should be an interesting one. Yeah, if you guys like that sort of thing, check out CIA Cowboy. So next on this list, we'll be visiting Quevedo, which is on I-40. It's actually a ghost town. It's nearly a ghost town, thanks to the construction of I-40, founded back in 1901. So fly along with me. We have this. Oh, here's the cowboy and the steerman. I wonder if that steerman can catch up with the next cub. We have Birdman. We have Martel. I wonder who's that in the Freedom Fox, by the way. Here's Godfrey here. Yeah, cowboy, Martel, Birdman, here. That's just cool, guys. And guys, if you want to check out the Discord, if you guys like what you see, don't be afraid to smash that follow button, obviously. And definitely check out the Discord as well. I'm going for 500 followers for the end of the year. The sooner I get 500 followers, the better. I'm planning on something really big for 500 followers. It's going to be another long stream like the July 4th one. And I'm thinking about doing something for a Firefly Air. I'm thinking about a transatlantic flight on stream with a transatlantic flight. Or do some air contracts for 500 followers. Have an all-day nearly airline stream. Flying the Geek Guns and doing all sorts of fun things. Which is cool. Oh, hold on one second. Whoa, that was close. Look at that. That's cool. Right next to a rock feature. That's cool. And they said the highway is not scenic. That's cool. That is cool. Oh! Oh, it's Collective. Imagine Collective. Let's see it. Look at that. Look at that. That's a whole entire plains up there. That is cool. Just stunning. Yeah, and this is why I love flying in the United States. If you wonder why people like flying in the US, it's because one of the cool things about flying in the United States is you have such a wide variety of scenery to pick from. Pretty crazy. Yeah, so many awesome people here. Thank you guys so much for joining me for today. You guys have really helped this stream become what it is today. I mean, so many awesome people. That's why I love this community so much. So many awesome people. So come on, guys. let's continue in the support. So we're about to now approach one of the more interesting towns in all of Route 66. About 10 miles, we'll be making our way into Santa Rosa here in New Mexico. But what is so special about Santa Rosa, New Mexico, you may ask? Well, a couple of things that really make Santa Rosa really unique. First, it's right in the middle between Albuquerque and Tucumcari, which definitely makes it a really unique location in that as well. But that's not really the thing that really makes it special. Tucumcari was a very popular rest stop for a lot of the people visiting heading to Albuquerque. Of course, Santa Rosa is most famous for the memorable train scene in the movie The Grapes of Wrath, when he used Santa Rosa as the background for the train scene. But that was not it, though. Santa Rosa was also the childhood home of one of the more famous of his autobiography novel, Bless Me Ultima, by author Rodolfo Anaya, one of the contemporary members of Chicano literature. There's also currently an airport, the Santa Rosa 66 Airport, and some other famous people besides Rodolfo Anaya include national correspondent for CNN Miguel Marquez, former member of the House of Representatives Joey Campos, and motorcycle racer Dave Campos, who once held the motorcycle land speed record, are famous people from Santa Rosa, New Mexico. Pretty cool as well. So yeah, if you guys want to know how insane I made the notes, by the way, guys, I want to ask you guys a prediction in the chat. Considering all of this stuff I'm going to be building, how many slides do you think that I've made for this entire journey? How many slides do you think that I'm currently going to get once I finish the journey? Here it is. Type 1 in the chat if you think Viper Strike is going to end up in 250. Oh, 1,500. No, not that much. No, God, no, not 1,500. It's less than that. No, that's far too high. I don't have 1,500. You gotta think lower than that, man. You gotta think lower than 1,500. Like, come on. But man, it is absolutely awesome. So many awesome people flying along today. You guys really, I mean, it's great to have people flying along because, well, it's great having to talk to you guys in the chat. I think having people fly along is just better. It really is. 3,000 for Type 1, no. That 3,000 really? That's too much. Yogel's much closer. 359, he says. That's actually a good question. That's actually good. So, that's a pretty good one. Okay, guys. So far, I've worked all the way up to San Bernardino. So I'm currently at, by the end of this, as of today, as of the stream, the number of slides I've worked on so far is 277 slides. Yes, 277. And I still have one more leg to go to complete the trip. So I'm going to probably be around 290 to 300. So depending on how many things I wanted to put in there. Which is pretty insane. The slide that we've done so far is 195 out of that. So yeah, there's a reason I put in a lot of effort to my work, and there's a good reason for that. If I want to take it seriously, I put a lot of effort into my work. What do I win then? Oh, good question, Dougal. What are you going to win? Good question. Oh, I know. Oh yeah, copy of the slides. Wait, you're in my Discord. I'll post the slides, when I get done with the series. You get to have a copy of all the slides. Actually, and I was thinking, if Two-Tone Murphy's here, I think he's somewhere in the chat lurking. Maybe I need to ask Murph to put on his website, and you guys can actually follow along on the whole Route 66 journey. I know he did one on his stream. I know he did one in the Route 66 journey on his own, but I mean, I think my thing is so much more in depth, and I think it talks more about Route 66. So here's the Route 66 Santa Rosa, New Mexico airport. Here it is, to our left. We should be entering, here's Santa Rosa. Let's go get a drone cam so we can get a flyover. So here it is. Welcome to Santa Rosa, New Mexico, guys. Welcome. We're only 99 nautical miles out until we reach our destination in Albuquerque. Beautiful Santa Rosa, New Mexico. We have Martel, Goofier, Wordman, TIA Cowboy, and we have Badger Collective. What an awesome cast of guys flying with me today. So, massive shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for flying along today. To fly along with me on Route 66. Alright, guys. We're going to turn right. Now, I do like to usually put this on autopilot because I want to talk while we fly. Beautiful Santa Rosa. There we go. Great to have all the new faces here. So, while we wait here, we're going to go ahead and I want to talk about a bit about Firefly Air. So let's show us what Firefly Air has done so far. Let's see about, why do we want to learn about our virtual airline, you may ask? Well, we have by far the most members of the VA, 271 pilots, the most of anyone else of the entire virtual airlines, 18,660 total flights. We're getting close to 20,000. We just need 1,440 more flights. Over 16,561 hours and 4.68 million nautical miles. Pretty insane, guys. I mean, so many flights, guys. This flag maybe is the answer number. The answer number was around 290 to 300 flights. Plan on working. But yeah, we're working on a crap ton of slides. So here's a couple things that things have changed since our last time. So first, we have the amazing 6 Knots, part of the virtual airline, and he created a ton of routes. And not just the hub routes, but we also got some ad hoc ones. We had some very cool ad hoc flights, like a flight from Kathmandu to Paro. We got flights throughout Papua New Guinea, Australia, New Caledonia, New Zealand. And of course, we also have our hubs here in Dublin, in Bristol. Though, I've always had issues with Dublin. I have Dublin CTDs the last couple days. Usually, surprisingly, don't have issues with Dublin. We have tons of flights from 6 Knots. We have flights to Dubai, Beirut, of course, flights to all the other places. Not just around Europe, but the world in Dublin. Then we have our more European routes into Bristol, done by the awesome 6 Knots. 6 Knots did an awesome job with the routes. He creates so many cool ones. I mean, how about flying all the way up there in Longyear, one of the northernmost commercial airport in Longyear as well. Tons of awesome routes as well. Like 6 Knots did an outstanding job. Then we also have our XP. We have your Air Commander, yours truly, the Viper Strike. Top of the line airline commander, 14,000 XP. Because Viper Strike can fly. And I flew literally everywhere on the planet. Over 366,000 nautical miles. Next stop, 400,000. Yeah. We also have our airline achievements. And these are all our achievements in flights. So these are all the achievements you guys can do for your single flight, multi-flights. And there's your airline achievements. Tons of it, and your daily challenge flights. So there's plenty of opportunity to fly. Then we're going to go ahead and climb back up. We're getting pretty close to the point. So we're going to climb to 7,000 feet because we're getting really close to the point. Yeah, the routes are awesome as well. Then since we need to see other players on the G3X. Yeah, they added that as a feature. So there is the virtual airplanes. Now the only thing I'm waiting on is if we can find a way to create new hubs with our XP. Because I have a couple of really cool hub ideas we can do for FS Hub. Obviously, I think a hub in Louisville would be awesome, my home commercial airport. And I have so many different ideas for flights. Like short haul, I've gotten all those things sorted out. There's also other routes I've been thinking of too. There could be a Middle East hub like Dubai. I was thinking that would be cool. Maybe a South America hub like Rio or Lima. Or something in Alaska. I don't know. There's tons of options you can pick. There's an Asian hub we can think of like Bangkok or Singapore or Beijing. Like I said, there's a lot of hub options. Africa hub? If I were to pick an African hub, I would probably say, good question. There's a couple of options I was thinking of. There's Cairo, that can fit both Africa and Middle East. There's Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Ethiopian Airlines operates routes from there. Cape Town, South Africa, or Johannesburg. And then the other place is probably Nairobi in Kenya. There's quite a few options for an African hub. For the Middle East, you got Dubai, obviously. You also have Tel Aviv, Israel, as an option. Or Istanbul, Turkey. Istanbul would be good as a hub. Istanbul's right next to everything, like Africa, across the Middle East. Quite a few options. Let me get back. But no, I had to increase altitude because yeah. I just have some really cool ideas for that as well. So yeah. So I'm gonna ask you guys if you guys have any major plans for the week. So I know I'm gonna be gone. So I hope you guys are gonna have a good rest of the week until I get back to the stream. Yep, we have all those people flying along. So many awesome people flying along. So, yep. For 89 miles out, we're gonna get there pretty quickly. Rolls rough. Like I said, this thing is not the fastest plane in the whole world. Martel, the weekend went so fast, I don't know what happened. Oh, you were so tired you had to sleep. And yeah, I guess it's pretty stressful. Hey, good to see you, friend all. Are you Albuquerque tour locations for Breaking Bad? No, unfortunately. But yes, Albuquerque was famous for that TV show as well. So we're gonna continue going straight. It could be a future idea, but I want to see where things go after this ends. Like I said, there's quite a few options to pick. So there's still some questions about the future. Just gonna wait and see, obviously. I could restart the city tour series again. There's still a lot of cities I haven't done tours yet. Not just in the US, but around the world. So like I said, anything can still happen. So gonna have to wait and see. So, so just currently reading up stuff about the Spanish Road, because that's another idea I was thinking about doing for achievements. Which would be a nice shorter route, but the old Spanish Road would definitely be a really cool... Hey, Badger Collective has followed the channel. Good to have you follow on the channel, Badger. Thank you so much for flying along. I'm currently at 487 followers. We're still trying to push for 500. We need a route from Dallas to Dublin or Bristol. Yes, if Dallas ever becomes a hub, we will definitely do a Dallas to Dublin route. I mean, if Dallas ever becomes a hub, big old Dallas Fort Worth becomes a hub, that's a possibility. Mainly, if Dallas becomes a hub, I expect a lot of flights in the Southwest, Southern United States, maybe Central America, like Mexico, Guatemala, the Caribbean. We open up. Definitely some really good ideas. Yeah, it's in the middle. We could fly to Murph to Hawaii there for vacation. Ah, good idea. So, yeah, it would be a long flight. Yeah, you're gonna need 74, 787, or A330 to get there, because flight between Dublin to Dallas is a long one. Like, if you thought Dublin to Boston was a long flight, Dublin to Dallas is long. But then again, the Aer Lingus does do flights to Seattle. Yep. Just nice and relaxing as well. Yeah, it's a while until we're gonna get another slide thing. It'll take a little bit. All right, I'm going to climb 1,000 feet more. We're going to get to 8,000 feet. Oh, I'm enough. Well, okay, guys. So a couple more things to keep in mind. So, there's a couple series I've been thinking about doing afterwards. So obviously, there's still the Spanish Road, which is going to be a little shorter, which is going to be nice. Like, none of the ones are super long. Each of those I could probably do 2 legs each, for the most part. Two, 3 legs each. Be nice and short. And maybe if I do that, I can talk about the 80 Years' War and talk about the history of that war and conflict and what happened during that time. Which I think would be really cool for you guys to learn. How real is this in? Taos picked up a radio out of Joplin. Almost said, I'm going to catch up Route 6X on a fly with you guys. Ah, awesome. Yeah, the TAWS system. Basically, for guys who don't know what TAWS is and you hear that system, basically TAWS means Terrain Avoidance and Warning System. That's a TAWS system. This system it's one of the onboard systems that prevents unintentional impacts with the ground, known as controlled flight into terrain accidents. It includes a ground proximity warning system and enhanced ground warning systems. So yeah, pretty cool stuff about things you don't know. But man, it's just very fast. There's Thomas J in the Cessna 172. Cool, we got quite a few awesome people with us. There's Goofier, what looks like a TBM. Well, it looks like he actually changed into a Velocity PC6 Porter. Martel. And this is just cool. Seeing the vast plains of the American West. There's also the Lewis and Clark expedition, which I can talk about, well, Lewis and Clark's amazing expedition. And learn about each of the findings about Lewis and Clark, learn about the expedition. And I can probably teach you about that history. I could do an all-airliner series about the African Express Milk Run, which they all fly airliners, so that would be cool to have an all-airliner series. Hey, Goofier Manatee, good to see you. First time chat. The TDM was too fast. Yeah, it was too fast. But great to see you, Goofier. It's great having you in the chat. Thank you so much for coming here and flying along. So yeah, we're not far from Albuquerque. We're actually around 56 nautical miles. So guys, we can get to Albuquerque pretty quickly. I like the airliners once in a while, but need trouble figuring out when I need to descend. I usually keep a SimBrief map, make it on SimBrief, and remember the points where I need to descend on the SimBrief. That way, I always know where to descend based on looking at the map. Beautiful. So yeah. Oh, what? A raid? Hey, Court just raided with 2 viewers. Good to see you, Court, and fellow Court viewers. This is Viper Strike 95. It's great to see you guys here. We're currently doing leg 9 of the journey. We've already did leg 8 earlier to Tucumcari from Amarillo, and now we're heading from Tucumcari all the way to Albuquerque, the largest city in all of New Mexico, by the way. The Duke City as well. Yeah, that hour went quick. It did. Hello, Raiders. Good to see you. All the new faces in chat. Let's see about fuel. Let's see if we need a fuel change. Okay, we're gonna switch tanks. Okay, we just switched tanks. Yeah, it was getting low, so we switched tanks. Didn't want to do it before we crashed. As you can see here on your right, that was our fuel tank in the left tank. So thankfully, we switched to the right tank. Yeah, don't forget your fuel and change your fuel when you need to. But yeah, great to see you guys here. Very nice and very peaceful flight. And look at this. We're seeing some of the mountains here by Albuquerque. So according to terrain map, we have quite a few points here in Albuquerque. I could probably see some bits of the Sendero crest right here. Morning, fellas. Good to see you, Court. Let me get a shout out for Court. Guys, definitely check out Court's channel. He's very close to reaching the 500 follower mark. Yeah, he's 5 away from 500 like me. So definitely support his channel. Help him get to 500. That would be awesome. Yep, there's the fresh coffee. I appreciate it. I'm not that big of a coffee drinker, but I don't mind. Just give me a bit of milk and something to dilute some of the strong taste. And I wouldn't mind drinking coffee. So yeah, we're about to approach. Let's see. We're now going to approach the town of Moriarty. That's going to be around 18 miles, I believe. Yeah, about 13 miles. It's known as the festival of the Pinto Bean Fiesta every single year at Crossing Park in the area. It's also home to the Albuquerque Soaring Club, which boasts some of the finest soaring conditions for gliding in the country. And the town is actually named after the first permanent settler, Michael Timothy Moriarty. Pretty cool stuff. But you see here, Albuquerque is very, very famous for its unique air in Albuquerque allows it to actually be really good for hot air. So for now, we're getting close to Wagon Wheel, then we'll turn. Like I said, the X-Cub is not the fastest thing in the plane sim, but it's fast enough to get the job. Yep, we're now heading towards it, 13 miles. Yeah, it shows right here. It's really cool. It's a new thing they added to 10. They added all the people who can be in traffic. So you can see who's flying with us. So thank you guys so much for being here. Pouring into Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons coffee. We have Martel. We have Diamond B way in the back as well. We made our way. We're heading our way to Albuquerque. So right in front of us, if you see the mountain range in front of us, these are the Sandia Mountains, known by some of the Native American language, including the Navajo word Nazil Nyasi. They're located here in Bernalillo and Sandoval counties, New Mexico. They're at the southern terminus of the Rocky Mountains, part of the Rocky Mountain Range. And the highest point is actually Sandia Crest, which is 10,678 feet, or 3,255 meters. Yeah, I'm flying the Monster X Stealth. The Nitro Boost is nice. Ah, cool. But it's got a pretty rich economy in the area. It's got 3 different plants, like the yucca tree. They got deciduous shrubs. It's also well known for its recreation. You can actually do hiking trails and all that up to the top of those mountains. You can go through the Crest Scenic Byway. And of course, this area is also very popular for hang gliding. It's a very popular hang gliding site. And ancestral and early Pueblo people have lived here for thousands of years. Lived on these mountains. Just a really beautiful area to visit in this town. Yes, we're going to be heading up there just a little bit. We can cross. Even have ketchup chips. Oh yeah, the trash cans in Italy. Hey, paparazzi, I want to learn hang glide. Cheaper than private pilot license. Yeah, it is cheaper than pilot's private license for hang gliding. And the hang glide's pretty cool. It has its own set of techniques and things as well. In fact, hang gliding has actually been around. Have actually been around since the 1850s, but it wasn't until the modern day, in the 40s, that allowed hang gliding to be really successful. But thanks to pilot training, you'd be surprised that hang gliding's actually pretty safe. Around one death per 116,000 flights. And the way you master flying hang gliders is either you take advantage of the thermals, but you also have the ridge lifts and mount waves. And also convergence would allow you to have lift, so you can actually go through cross country if you want to do long distance flying. And here's the funny thing. There's some hang gliding records. The highest altitude for a balloon launch hang glider is 38,000 feet at the Wadi Rum in Jordan, done in 1994 by Judy Linden. Yeah, or even gliders. Yeah, like gliders would be really cool to learn and master. So here's the town of Moriarty. We just flew over it. Moriarty down below us. Yeah, it is great. Fantastic having you guys here. Off from my tee, great flying with you. Oh, it's great to see you there, Goofier Manatee. Thank you so much for flying along with me today. It was an honor to have you flying along with us. And I hope to see you soon on my stream again. So take care and have a great rest of the day. See you later. So yeah, it's hard to believe this, guys, but when Route 66 was originally done, we would have had to take a road by Santa Rosa. We would have had to go through Santa Fe, then enter back to Albuquerque. I was almost tempted to go through Santa Fe into Albuquerque to Santa Fe. I was tempted, but I decided to rather just stay with this route. I was very heavily tempted. Oh, paella. Yeah, paella sounds pretty cool. Basically, for guys that don't know about paella, many non-Spaniards consider this to be Spain's national dish, but most Spaniards say it's actually a popular dish from Valencia. And it basically consists of rice, different variety of green beans, like pamela, rabbit, chicken, duck, and more cooked in olive oil. But there's many different varieties of paella. You can make seafood paella. You can make the traditional paella, or a mixed recipe, or both. Yeah, there are many regional things of paella. Exactly. Exactly. Paella is a very much a regional dish. Now we're entering to the range. Next, we're going to be flying over down to our right should be Edgewood, New Mexico. Located here in Santa Fe County, New Mexico. Homesteaders moved there during the West. They took advantage of the Federal Homestead Act back in the day, which allowed pioneer families to retain land and became farming and ranching. Between the late 19th and early 20th centuries, it was founded by many owners. After the appropriation of the town in 1999, large amounts of land in this area became annexed. Pretty nice. And we should be approaching the city of Tejeras pretty soon. But basically, for you guys who don't know, Tejeras, it's got a lot of text. My apologies. But this village was first known by people of the Pueblo by 1313 CE to 1425. The Pueblo originally had over 200 different rooms in a terrace shaped as a U for a large ceremony kiva, which was basically used for tribal purposes. Then it became part of the Carnival land grant, which allowed to defend Albuquerque from the raids of the different native tribes, mainly the Comanche, Kiowa, and Apaches, which were known as pretty warlike. Then in October 2004, it gained national attention when they turned parts of Route 66 with grooves. It made it a musical road, which allowed the sounds of the famous American song "America the Beautiful" to be heard when vehicles drive on it at 45 miles an hour. Pretty cool stuff about Tejeras. But man, we're getting to a really cool area of New Mexico. This is going to be a beautiful. Just stunning. I know. I say like these things are stunning, but trust me, I'm kind of spoiled just how beautiful this sim truly is. Absolute boy. Yeah, I love this part about the America. Like, don't get me wrong, the east part of the U.S. has some really cool things to look at, like Appalachia and all that. But the true beauty of America is once you head west. Like, there's, especially in the Rocky Mountain region, there's so many areas around west you can look at. Monument Valley, Grand Canyon, the Rocky Mountain regions like Colorado, Yellowstone, Bridger Teton, Idaho. Pacific Northwest, to me, that's where I think the real beauty of the United States truly lies. Here's one you hit. Let's go ahead and turn west to 231 degrees. Just stunning. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. Don't be afraid that if you guys haven't followed yet, it'd be really great to follow. And I do have a Discord if you guys are really interested in checking out my Discord as well. You guys get caught up in the latest of my content, all my flights, and more. I think it'd be great to have more people in the Discord as well. I really need to work on putting more stuff into it, like all the flight destinations and all that. And finally, we're going to enter into Conuel. This census-designated place was founded in 1763 to defend Albuquerque. Resettled back in 1819 by descendants of the original settlers plus Mezquitos, which are basically mixed between the native and Spanish-speaking people. That's why they're called Mezquitos. And this continued heritage even lasts to the 21st century. And finally, our final stop, Albuquerque International Sun. KABQ is what it's called. But basically, it's the primary international airport serving New Mexico. It's obviously the state's largest airport, handling 5 million passengers as of 2018. It serves as a focus airport for Southwest, but also other flights like Alaska Airlines, American Airlines, Delta, Frontier, JetBlue, and more. It also serves cargo airlines like FedEx, UPS, and Amazon. There's also lots of restaurants and shops around the area as well, and regional gift shops. What sets it apart is its unique Pueblo revival architecture, which represents Albuquerque's rich history of Atiquex and Hispano heritage, along with New Mexico's Pueblo and Nuevo Mexico roots. And they do lots of flights around the country, from San Diego, LA, San Francisco, and Oakland. They can go as far east as New York, Baltimore, and Orlando. So pretty cool stuff. They do all sorts of airline flights. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the autopilot for a little bit just to do a nice slow cruise. That is just done. we're now going to land. I think we're going to land straight in at runway 26. So let's go ahead and make the prediction in the chat. Exclamation point, predict, -95. I always make a prediction as well, just to get the bot working. So exclamation point predict, then type in a negative number, and you guys can calculate my land. Yep. Beautiful Albuquerque today. Beautiful Albuquerque weather. Now, basically, I know I'm going to talk more about Albuquerque when I get back, but let's talk about some interesting things about Albuquerque. For one, Albuquerque is known as the Duke City, founded in 1706 by Nuevo New Mexico Governor Francisco Cuevero Valdez as La Villa de Albuquerque, named in honor of the Viceroy of New Spain, the 10th Duke of Albuquerque. It's the nation's 32nd most populous city and the 4th largest city in the southwestern United States. It is a major hub for technology and for media companies, historic landmarks, not just in Albuquerque, but Route 66, University of New Mexico, and of course, it's also world famous for its International Balloon Fiesta, the world's largest hot balloon festival. It's got a rich and interesting culture as well. Of course, Albuquerque is also a very stunning city to visit. It lies on the Albuquerque Basin. And it is rich with lots of stuff. It's been a major movie hub in production studios for the last couple of years, producing films including the Muppet movie, Breaking Bad, obviously, The Avengers, Better Call Saul, El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, and Stranger Things Season 4, along with other stuff too, like cable companies, radio, and music. Not to mention, Albuquerque is diverse in its food culture as well, as New Mexico has its very unique New Mexican cuisine, which is very unique only in New Mexico. There's obviously the Balloon Fiesta, which is one of the biggest attractions in all of it. Hundreds of hot air balloons are seen every day during the Fiesta. Oh, it says, hey, Pyrotech has now followed. Good to see you, Pyrotech. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, we're about to land at Albuquerque. We're about to end this flight, my friend. But great to see another new face here. So we're doing Route 66 from Chicago to LA, and we're about to make the landing. The final landing for today's flight. And there you go. Negative 38 beat per second. Good landing. Woo! We made it Albuquerque, guys. Just gonna have to find somewhere to park. Just gonna go find somewhere to park. But yeah, we finally made a complete butter landing. Awesome. So yeah, this was awesome, guys. Yeah, what a fan. Hey, nice landing. Thank you so much, Pyrotech, for first time chat. Great to see you, and thanks for the landing. That's one of the great things about this X-Cub. It has a very low stall speed, so you can just pop it in there when you need to. We're just gonna find somewhere to park and just turn this thing off, and we can wrap up the stream. But what a great stream. And again, a massive thank you for everyone here on this journey. anything else fast. All right. Hey, there we go. Now we just gotta turn off the lights. Turn off the lower the propeller RPM. Cut the mixture. Yeah, I buttered it very much so. Tilt off, magneto off, alternator off, and masters off. There we go. It's off. So that's it, guys. That concludes today's flight. Welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I mean, what a beautiful day for sure in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You want to get a look at the city as well? So we're right next to downtown Albuquerque. So, guys, thank you so much for today's stream. The turnout has been absolutely awesome the last couple streams. So, a massive thank you to everyone here. Now the question is, who are we going to raid today? Good question. We could raid, I was thinking either we raid B-Mint's channel, we could raid Iceman's channel, Arch India's channel. You can raid Nomad as well. But basically, we have quite a few options we can raid as well. Or we can raid someone smaller if you guys prefer that one too. So let's see. Okay, I'm thinking about I think we should probably raid Iceman today. I haven't raided Iceman in a while. Let's go raid Iceman 333. He's doing helicopter flights in Nevada, apparently. So we're gonna check out his channel if you guys don't mind. So guys, thank you so much for today's stream. I really do appreciate as well for the stream. I'll be back as I'll let you know when I come back from vacation. And once we do that, we'll be taking off from Albuquerque and we'll head our way up to Gallup, New Mexico, across the beautiful scenery of New Mexico. So take care, guys. I hope to see. Wait, wrong Iceman. Hold on 1 second. Hold up. Wrong Iceman. Sorry. No, wrong one. Darn it. One more time. Sorry about that. There. Okay, I had to make sure to get this. So guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys stick around for the raid. Just to say hello, tell them the Viper Strike sent you here. And thank you guys so much. So see you next time, guys. Take care, and Viper Strike 95 is going to be ready to sign off. Bye!